Today, my love, I want to share with you what I've been dwelling on the most lately, which is this whole topic of money and money manifestation. This is due to something that I put myself through not long ago, which is I fell for the illusion of lack. As a consequence of this, I created a bit of hell on earth for my own self. And even though it was horrible, I'm grateful for it because I never come out of these challenges, let's say, empty handed. This time around, I'm even wiser and have even a deeper understanding on this whole topic of manifesting money. So, what I'm doing lately, my love, is just this. I use this whole entire experience that I gave myself of hell on earth and I'm transforming it into something beautiful. I'm recording lots of the aha moments that I had being in the middle of this self imposed storm. And I'm making a course out of it. I think I mentioned this in the previous video, but this is not what I want to talk about, at least right now. What I was trying to explain with this is that yesterday, as I was recording yet another video on this topic of money, something else caught my attention, which I thought that it could be very helpful to somebody over here on my YouTube channel. This topic that I'm talking about, my love, is manifesting money out of thin air, or manifesting money when you don't have a stream of income. So without any further ado, my love, let's dissect this together, shall we? But before I can explain the whole topic of manifesting money out of thin air, let's talk about how to manifest money. And I want to walk you through some quintessential reminders. Reminder number one, my love, money is made up. It's a made up concept. Not only this, we're never separate from money. And there's more. We are money. So let me explain all of these things one by one. First of all, my love, I want you to understand that money is not so serious. And it doesn't actually obey any rules. And if money has to obey some rules or works in a certain manner in your reality, it's because of your assumptions. But underneath all that, money is just a made up concept, like anything else. And you can have your own definition about any concepts for this matter, including money. Not only this, my love, money is never separate from you. This is huge and a great reminder to have, especially when you're in the middle of spiraling. Because when you are in this experience, in this state of being of lack, you tend to see money as separate, as coming from the outside, as coming from others, or through a stream of income. And even if it appears this way, my love, money doesn't come from without. Nothing comes from without. Everything comes from within. Money is an expression of you. And this is where the explanation for you are money comes in. Just think about it. So there's only one substance available out of which everything that's made is made. This substance is consciousness, right? What are you actually underneath this avatar that you created for yourself? This human thingy. Well, you're pure consciousness, babes. You're pure awareness. Now, if there's nothing else available to create out of, there's no other substance but this, that this must mean that money is also consciousness, right? And if money is consciousness and you are consciousness, it is safe to assume that you are money. In other words, money is just an expression of you. It's your consciousness objectified, just like anything else in your reality. Just like your house, your car, even the person that you're interested in, your family, and everything else. Everything in your reality, my love, is your consciousness objectified. So you are money. I know that some people refer to money as energy, but to me, this definition is incomplete because it still gives me the sensation that money is separate from me. Not only that, when I think about money as energy, I think about money as this entity that's outside of me that can agree to show up in my experience or not, or that I have to do special things to attract it into my reality, to make it manifest into my experience. So I prefer to think about money as an extension of me. Now let's move on to the next important reminder, which is the fact that, my love, you may think you want the money, but what you're actually after is what you think is gonna happen once you have this money. What you're actually after, my love, are some experiences. Just think about it. What comes to mind when you think about money? In my case, the first thing that comes to mind would be the concept of freedom. So I relate money with this sensation of feeling free to do whatever I want, to buy whatever I want, to go wherever I want, to do whatever I want. So I relate money to this sensation of not having limits or a cap on what's possible for me or what I can bring into my physical experience. Another thing that comes to mind when I think about money would be safety. I relate money to the ability to be able to provide for myself, especially these things that I depend on to survive, like housing, food, clothing, you name it. So I relate money to safety as well. What else comes to mind when you think about money? And mind you, your definitions doesn't have to be exactly my definitions, okay? But just think about it. In my case, another thing that comes to mind when I think about money would be comfort, luxury, the sensation of enoughness, abundance, wealth. So the list can be very long, but for the sake of keeping this video short and sweet, I'm not gonna dive into each one of these concepts. Bottom line here, and what I want you to understand is the following. What am I describing when I'm talking about money and all these concepts that I relate to money? I am describing experiences, right? States of being. So, freedom, safety, abundance, all of these are experiences. This is what you're actually after, my love, not the money itself. There's more. Now, I want you to think about the order of creation. What comes first? The thing in 3D or the state of being? Is the state of being, right? So, when you want to manifest money, what you have to prioritize or go after is not the money itself, it's not the 3D form. What you have to prioritize, my love, is your experience. So, I'm literally giving you the cheat sheet for manifesting money right now. If you want to manifest money, what you have to do, my love, is to allow yourself to experience those things you would experience once the money was there, once you had the money. In my case, if I want more money, I'll have to just give myself the experience of being free, safe, abundant, luxury, comfort, just to give myself these experiences to drop into these states of being. And now, as I said, give yourself the experience. I know some of you will have the question of, okay, but how do I do that? How do I give myself an experience? And I'm going to answer this question with another question. My love, what do you think is happening when you're worrying about something? You're also experiencing something there, right? The experience of lack, to be more precise. So, also with worrying, usually it happens beforehand. before the thing that you're worried about actually happens in 3D. So see how you can give yourself the experience of lack without having proof of it, or without the thing that you're worried about happening. For example, like paying bills, like when you're worried about the next month bills. The bill is not here yet, so you do not have the object in 3D yet. Yet you can still give yourself the experience of lack. Sorry. Now, this goes for everything, my love. You can experience being safe, abundant, all of this nice and good stuff, no matter how your 3D situation looks like right now. Just like what you're doing when you're worrying is the same thing. And I highly recommend, my love, for you to stop associating experience with things in 3D. Because by this rule, my love, well, if the money is not there, you ain't gonna allow yourself to feel safe and free and all this good stuff. If you don't allow yourself to feel this way, to experience all these things, this will translate into less money. And spoiler alert, this is how you end up drying out your income. Now let's move on to reminder number 3. And to this one, I have to say, figure out how we see money. And usually we see money as a reward for something that we do, right? Like the work we put in, the time, what we do for others. So this is how we see money, as a reward for what we do. Now my question is, can we see money as a reward to something else? What about money as a reward for you being you? And for this one, my love, I want you to do an exercise with me right now in real time. Please invoke all the moments or all the events, let's say, in which you received money, not for something that you did, but for you being you. Go in the comment section, my love, and brainstorm and write down all the instances when this was true. The reason why I'm making you do this, my love, is for you to be able to see with your own eyes that money doesn't always have to be earned. Let's expand your consciousness and get rid of this limiting belief of money has to be earned. Because you're gonna see it's not always the case. So if I am to help you and give you some examples here, the first thing that comes to mind when I think about money as a reward for me being me is each time that I received money from a family member, like from my grandparents. They did not give me that money for anything that I did for them, but for me being me. Or something else comes to mind right now, which is a very specific example, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Not long ago, somebody booked a session with me, but I never got to know who this person was because they never showed up to the session itself. And then I also wrote them an email, which I got no reply to. So I have no clue who booked me that day. How do I choose to see this? Well, I am thinking about this as maybe this person wanted to express gratitude like this. They booked a session and they said nothing. Maybe I helped them without knowing. But see, I did not do anything directly for this person. Maybe they got aha moments and help from my free content, just like what I do with you right now, this very video. So I don't know, my love, it can be a lot of things, but please write down in the comment section each time that you feel like you were rewarded with money, not for what you did, but for who you are. So is it the case that money is something that you earn? Or rather, money is something that you claim in consciousness? Because this ties perfectly in with the other reminder. The reminder of you do not need anything to experience whatever. The experiences are already inside of you. It's a choice. You can choose to experience your right now moment as abundance, freedom, safety. And as a consequence of your experience, aka your state of being, you're gonna draw, let's say, onto you that which matches these states of being. The state of being creates the physical object, the money. So, money, my love, is not necessarily earned if you don't want to. Money is claimed. And I know this is an idea that is very hard to wrap our minds around, right? Because we are used to do things for money. But just think of this, meditate on this idea. There's more. Let me give you some other examples. If it was the case that money manifests according to doing, the one who does the most should be the wealthiest. But is it the case, my love? Let's look at, I don't know, blue collar workers. They are working hard, right? They are doing a lot. And then let's take another example, a politician, somebody that sleeps in the parliament. So if money was earned as we are thinking about it right now, well, the one with most money should be the blue collar worker, right? Not the guy that's sleeping in the parliament. Just think about it. Okay, and I'm gonna move on to reminder number 4 and the very topic of our video for today, which is manifesting money out of thin air. But before I do that, my love, let's recap everything we talked about so far because I said a lot of things. And not only that, once you connect all these reminders, the topic of manifesting money out of thin air is gonna basically explain itself, reveal itself. What do we know so far about money? So we said that money is a made-up concept, just like everything else, just like time for this instance. When you're talking about Monday or January, December, you're not defining different now moments. It's the same now moment, right? No, same with money, but in a different way. Okay, maybe this was not the best comparison. But money is a made-up concept, and you have complete freedom to define all these made-up concepts in whichever way you want. Not only money is made up, it's never separate from you. Why? Because there is no separation in the first place, right? Also, money is you. We saw that money is made out of the same substance as you, with the difference that you hold awareness about your own self and about your world, and you're the creator of your own world, reality, and experience. So, money is but an expression of you. Another thing that we understand now is that when we want to manifest money, it's not about the money, even if it may seem so and feel like it. When you want money, my love, what you're actually after is the experience that you're gonna have once that money hits your bank account. So money acts as a condition here, as an excuse for you to finally allow yourself to experience what's already inside of you. And you saw that you do not need permission in the form of anything in 3D to allow yourself to experience what's already inside of you, within your reach at any moment of the now. There's more. What you do inside is what ends up being pushed outside, what translates into form. Meaning, if I allow myself to experience freedom, safety, all these kind of things that I relate to money, well, this is how I manifest the money. Is not by charging at the object of my desire directly, but charging at my identity and who I am when I have it. We also now understand, my love, that money can be a reward for what you do, such as a reward for job, for business, for all these things that we are actually used to. But money, more than earned, is actually claimed. Is not in the effort you put in, is not in what you do, but in your identification. Who do you say that you are in relationship with money? What's your definition about yourself and money? Is it hard to earn? You need a stream of income? What are the rules that you're telling yourself and the hoops that you are telling yourself you have to jump through in order to manifest money? Well, money is going to show up in proportion of your awareness of it, on your state of being, on what you are claiming to be true, right? Now, knowing all of this, my love, can you answer on your own the question of how to go about manifesting money out of thin air? Because we saw there's no rules, there's no reasons, there's nothing that money needs in order to show up in your reality. The only thing that you actually need is to decide it is yours, step into being, and voila. So, no, my love, you do not need dedicated streams of income in order to manifest money in your experience. You do not need an avenue. You don't need to have a system in place. If you allow yourself to accept this idea that money can show up out of thin air, well, you're going to have these kind of occurrences a lot more in your reality. Everything is possible and everything already exists, my love. Even this, manifesting money out of the blue without having a stream of income. But our refusal to believe it is what keeps us from having these kind of experiences in our reality. Now give it a try. Test it for your own self. Just flirt with this idea of, you know what? Yeah, money doesn't have to be this hard. Much less doesn't have to always come as a result of my labor or through an income stream. And see what happens. See how money is not that bad, my love. And I know when you are in the middle of the lack mindset, you cannot see all these things. Ah, I struggled also. With all that I know, it feels like when you're there, all the wisdom goes out the window somehow. But, anyways, my love, I'm back on track and I love to celebrate this because money is an important topic in my life for my own self. As about the course, my love, I wanted also to say that if you're interested in this, you're going to find information in the description box below. But basically, right now, it's not finished. As I said, I'm barely at the level of sketching, of recording, deleting, recording again, and this kind of stuff. But anyways, if you're interested, my love, in this course, I will give you the opportunity to grab a seat prior the official launching date. And by doing so, you're going to benefit from a great discount. I'm going to give people that purchase it right now a great price for that. But yeah, have in mind, my love, I'm still in the phase of building all these things up. I'm going to progressively upload stuff, but just so you know, okay? So yeah, my love, I don't think I have anything else to say for now. Yeah, just try whatever we discussed today. Open up your mind to these new possibilities, my love. Dissolve these limitations that surround money, which I know maybe it's not very easy to do from the get-go. But anyways, give it a try, okay? Get that back, babes. It's there. It only awaits for us to give our permissions to have it. That's all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking with me until the end, my love. See you soon. I don't know what to say anymore. Bye.